Let's talk about Shinichiro Watanabe, a man you probably know for his original mega hit, Samurai Champloo. This was followed by the theatrically released Knocking on Heaven's Katana, and of course, Macross Plus. The name of his other series escapes me, but I don't remember it being anything particularly special. Anyway, in 2012, Watanabe was tasked with adapting his series for the very first time. A slice of life comedy no less. I don't know who the hell talked him into this, but just because he's adapting someone else's source material doesn't mean he can't infuse it with his penchant for... Wow, I've already done this. I thought this all seemed familiar. Okay, let me try again. Shinichiro Watanabe is by far my favourite anime director of all time, for the simple reason that he won't stop making series that are consistently among my very favourite anime. Ugh. I love this guy so much that I actually went out of my way to meet him. I hunted him down at last year's MCM Comic Con in London and got him to sign my Space Dandy Blu-ray. Isn't it great? Anyways, a trait you'll have picked up on if you're familiar with Watanabe's shows is that they all incorporate distinct musical themes. RC Anime has a great video detailing the role of music in all of Watanabe's shows, but in its most condensed form, Cowboy Bebop is themed around blues and swing, Samurai Champloo's motif is hip-hop and R&B, Space Dandy utilizes a lot of retro techno and disco, and to a lesser extent, Zanki no Terra plays around with alternative and prog rock. However, Kids on the Slope is the only show directed by Watanabe in which music actually plays a major role in the narrative, in addition to being an important part of the show's characterization. Kaoru Nishimi begins the series as a somber, detached recluse on the first day at a lower-class high school, where he encounters the infamous bad boy Sentaro Kawaguchi. As intimidating as he comes off initially, Kaoru quickly finds himself inexplicably drawn to him, and who could blame him? How would you feel if you were all alone in Sentaro's presence on that rooftop, his trapezius muscles rippling through his rain-soaked shirt?
Gay-ass nigga, shut up, shut up, shut up! Oh, I ain't listening to you.
Jazz is the language of Sentaro's soul, which is something the very uniform Kaoru finds himself hopelessly fascinated by. Now, by sheer happenstance, I'm a big fan of a lot of anime about music. Stuff like Nana, Hibike Euphonium, Tari Tari. There's this other one, but I heard it sucks, so I'm not gonna watch it. Anyway, to me, there is a clear divide between a great music anime and a great anime with music. And in Kids on the Slope, not only does music play a crucial role in the narrative, it also works to strengthen character bonds and development. When Kaoru hears Sentaro playing a simple jazz motif, he throws himself into practice and study to try and scientifically recreate the song as accurately as possible, and his classical background prevents him from realizing that when it comes to jazz, energy and unpredictability enhance its flavour. There is a clear thematic parallel between Kaoru and Sentaro's musical stylings and their overall mindsets. Sentaro's performances are characterized by a sense of impulsiveness and willingly going outside of the lines, while Kaoru's piano playing is initially very precise and accurate. The duo end up enhancing each other and bringing out each other's strengths as they continue to practice. Sentaro delivers on the incredible energy and catharsis, while Kaoru provides structure and reins in Sentaro's recklessness. It's a classic case of good old-fashioned chemistry, in both a musical and personal sense, and watching the duo grow through each other and slowly empathizing with each other makes up the bulk of the series. It's really interesting to take note of all the little details that can affect a person's upbringing, with Kaoru being put under constant pressure from a family of shallow suits to Sentaro being thrust into a position of responsibility at a young age. Now, I'm not going to pretend this dynamic hasn't been seen before, or that it's hugely original thematically. There are hints of his and her circumstances, maybe a dash of Nana, but one of the things that really sets this show apart from the crowd is its unbelievable presentation. The series feels so concise and well thought through. Every shot just glimmers with polish, and this can really be seen in how well the show employs its setting. The story is firmly set in post-war Japan, and this is a detail the show maintains relentlessly. All of the fashion, architecture, musical trends, even the bubbling up of political conflict. Kids on the Slope is a series with truly awe-inspiring level of detail applied to its mise-en-scène. A show like this reminds me just how much of an effect high-quality directing can have on a viewer's immersion. From its warm, nostalgic color palette, to its excellent framing and cinematography, to its excellent use of shading, and even the occasional use of grainy film effects to help further sell the 60s setting. Probably the most impressive aspect of the show's production is, unsurprisingly, the performance scenes, which needless to say are utterly unbelievable. Kids on the Slope is the debut effort of Studio Mappa, which was established in 2011 by the original founder of Madhouse. Even 4 years later, I have to say this is still some of the best work the studio has output. The amount of detail, fluidity of motion, and overall kineticism that these scenes deliver puts them far above almost any other performance scenes I've watched. Did I use that word right? Is it even a word? For real though, if anyone knows of any TV anime with better musical performance scenes than Kids on the Slope, let me know. With that said, both the live shows and OST are a joy to listen to. Like, this is some seriously high quality stuff. I imagine it was really hard to record the music in a way that, oh, there she is. I see. I guess it's all falling into place now. I'm also a fan of the show's lightning fast pacing. Now, you may be wondering how a show like this can get away with cramming 3 years into the span of 12 episodes, and I too tend to prefer shows that are really thorough in their storytelling, but it really does capture that brisk, fleeting sensation of adolescence. Listen to me talk like I'm friggin' 50. A show like Kids on the Slope reminds me of the huge benefits that come with a show about teenagers, especially when it's presented as true to life as what we have here. It's a time when your mind is often at odds with your heart, when one of the most difficult things in the world is communication, when you say things that you don't mean to and you immediately regret it. In a more directionless series, these things can come off as petty or juvenile, but Kids on the Slope invites the viewer into the minds of these characters and allows us to see things from their perspective, all thanks to brilliant staging and attention to detail. For example, it's not like Ritsuko is really all that special or anything, but to Kaoru, she's the most important person in the world, so she can't help but shine whenever she's on screen. This is the mark of a truly great series, one that allows you to empathize with the characters on a deeper level. Kids on the Slope is a show about those vital years of youth and all of the events and relationships that end up molding you into the person you'll become. It's about brotherly love and unity through music, which can serve as a more effective means of communication than words. It's about growing up and eventually assuming the roles of your adult selves, even when others don't understand you or disapprove of you. It's about being honest with yourself and evolving into the person that you want to be, even when it takes you on a different path. It's a show about kids on the slope to adulthood, helping each other up along the way, and I loved every second of it.